Yes, sir. We talked a little bit about the basics of stocks and trading. Today, I wanted to get into why should we learn about stocks. In front of us is a little picture that shows the dollar's purchasing power. So as you can see that over the last 100 years, the purchasing power of the dollar has gone down significantly. And this has become a little bit more apparent in the last few years as we've all been hit pretty significantly with inflation rates, right? In terms of the food inflation, housing, gas prices going up, and whatnot, right? So, this is one of the primary reasons that everyone needs to know how to trade stocks because trading stocks, of course, is just one of those options of how you can make your money grow and work for you and beat inflation. But there are certainly other options here. So, some of these other options are investing in some precious metals like gold, silver, platinum, palladium. You can own your own business. You can invest in real estate. So it's either a place that you live in or you buy something and then use that as a rental property and have someone else stay there and either you break even or you uh, are cash flow positive on that, right? You can buy bonds, you can invest in cryptocurrencies. There are saving accounts that give you a decent rate of interest these days because of where the inflation rate is. You can invest in money market funds, you can invest in certificate of deposits where you lock in your money for fixed period of time, and at the end of it, after the maturity, you get that plus the your principal plus your interest back. So these are some options, but I'm gonna come back to specifically why should we know a little bit about stocks. So we've talked about inflation, right? The other thing is you can generate passive income from stocks. So there are a lot of companies that are big blue chip companies that are not going anywhere for a long time. Think of Coke, think of Johnson and Johnson, think of any other pharma companies, think of Apple, Microsoft. So these companies pay you a dividend. So outside of just owning that stock for appreciation, you also get a small part of their earnings that are being distributed to all the shareholders of the company once in every 3 months, every quarter. Options are advanced strategies that those are different instruments that you trade to make some money off of the stocks that you own or otherwise. A little advanced, but I'm gonna come up with a video on it at some point. Learning about stocks also teaches you quite a bit about macroeconomics. It teaches you about how the economy is doing in general, where the companies that you either work for or you would like to work for, how are they operating? How do you compare these companies? Are they doing good or not? Right. So it's just good to have a general sense of how the market operates, and you can also be maybe you at this point your money is being managed by a professional, and if you look at how that professional charges you and how they're paid, it's based on a commission. So the more they buy, not always, but the more they trade, they get paid. Necessarily a bad thing. There are a lot of different ways in which that fee structure can work out, but at the end of the day, no one's going to care for your money like you do. And if you look at the amount of money that you would end up paying them, say over 15, 20 years for managing your money, that compounds, and that can reduce the rate of return quite a bit. So just keep that in mind.